what's the chief concern for the defense coming off of the first 4 games that you guys want to improve and get better at this week?
There's always things we got to improve. I mean, it's always an emphasis to improve on our pass rush, improve on our run fits, coverage in the back end. We broke down the film and kind of looked at it, and there's things in all aspects that we could have cleaned up. A few more sacks that we could have ways to tighten up the coverage that we weren't necessarily seeing or doing right. So there's always things we got to improve on in all those aspects. But it's kind of improved as we've gone through the 4 games, so it was good to see.
Coach Hoke said that there's no doubt you guys were a much better team against UConn and had a better week of practice and preparation than you did against Akron. Did you notice that too?
I think so. There's a lot of resilience as far as preparation and focus all throughout the week last week, and you could see that both in film study and on the field in practice, and kind of paying attention to play tendencies and things like that. So I think there's a lot of resilience in that sense on both sides of the ball.
Why didn't that translate into a easier win or a win people thought would be easier?
UConn's a good team. You're playing on the road. You're playing in a new environment. Road games always present challenges. Obviously, like I said, there's things that we got to clean up that we didn't do right throughout the entire game. But win is a win.
On the linebacker drops, that seems to be an issue a little bit. Guys getting behind you, tight ends. So with that, obviously you made a nice play on the one. But what did you see on film, and how do you guys get that fixed?
Yeah, some of our coverages we just got to work on getting a little bit more depth. A couple of them that I saw specifically was we kind of bit up on the run a little bit, and so I think we have to do a better job with knowing tendencies on whether it's second long, third down, kind of things like that. We just have to kind of have go. I mean, we know it, but I think we have to think about it more in the game, and I think that'll help us get a little bit more depth, just knowing the situation we expect.
This is a good time for a bye week for you guys, you think?
Definitely. I mean, it's a week where we got to get back to our fundamentals and techniques and improve in that sense, and it'll be kind of guys to rest up before we go into Big Ten play, and the season really starts now.
How does the bye week break up things a little bit in particular things?
You get a little bit more off time. Guys get a little bit of a chance to recover. Like I said, practice. You get a chance with, in a sense, an extra week to prepare. You get a little sense to go back to kind of fundamentals and improve on stuff in that aspect. But I think the biggest thing is just like time off, guys recovering, and like I said, getting ready for that Big Ten season about to start.
Obviously, the offense has 12 turnovers right now. How important is it for you guys to respond the way you have in those quick change scenarios?
No, we got to work as a team. If something happens on one side of the ball, the other side has to respond and kind of have their back, and that's something we've kind of always challenged ourselves with on defense, with especially the sudden change kind of situations where there's a turnover or something happens in the red zone or anything like that. And so we got to have each other's backs on both sides of the ball, and that's what makes this team sport. So it makes it fun.
Is it frustrating to see the opposing defenses score touchdowns 3 straight weeks? You can't do anything about that.
I don't think about it in that sense, really. I just think it as a chance for our defense to kind of go out and respond and prove itself.
Do you think the voters who have ranked you guys lower despite winning the last 2 weeks are right, or do you think they're missing something?
To be honest, I don't pay attention to polls that much. I don't get into it. I don't really I don't watch it or read about it that much. Like I said, we kind of keep what we have in this building. We know what we have. We know the guys we got, and we kind of keep it within these walls in here. So I'm not worried about it too much.
How about fellow students? Any grumbling getting to you from them or concern?
Nothing I've heard. I haven't been lashed out or anything on campus, so it's all good so far.
Are you guys where you expected to be after 4 games? Where you individually expected to be as a team?
It's hard to say as far as the expectations that we made 4 games ago. I think we've made strides, which is good, especially coming off of week 1, week 2, we've steadily improved. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement still, and a lot of things we got to clean up. That's for sure.
You think you made improvements the last 2 weeks?
I would say against, I think in some senses, not. I mean, there's, I think we have improved in some areas. Obviously, you saw the pass rush improve this last week with the 4 sacks, which, as we saw in film, could have been 6. But so there's been improvements made throughout different aspects, but there's also been regressions in some senses in different parts of the game. So we got to clean those up and get better.
When you watched on film, were you more impressed with your interception?
I don't know about that. I think I was more frustrated that there was some open field to the left, and I kind of cut it back and things like that. But I thought the biggest thing that I saw on film was just kind of watching those other guys, bust to go get blocks. I saw James Ross sprint 10 yards and go smack an offensive lineman. So I thought that was cool, and that was the coolest thing for me watching on film. Really, was just see all those guys, hustling and busting, trying to get blocked.
Is that as high as you've ever gotten on your vertical, though?
Actually, they were making fun of me for it. They were saying my vertical. They were giving me all these low numbers, but I don't know.